Welcome to the Soil Inventory Talk Show. My name is Grace Roiro, a farmer educator, and an agronomist. I'm so glad that you had time and chance to be here with me today to do this video. Today's video is so special because it's an audio. And the reason why it's an audio is because we lost some footage, but we still thought that the conversation was so wholesome, discussing about some of the contributions that we are making to bridge the gap of food insecurity in the country by having farmer enablers. So the conversation we had was with Kitchen Garden Masters Kenya, and our venue was at the Soil Inventory Agro Shop, where we'll serve clients at the same time, have the conversation. I hope you learn a thing or two or totally enjoy this video. Please also enjoy having another introduction to the audio video. And karibuni sana. Hello and welcome to the Soil Inventory Talk Show. My name is Grace Roiro, a farmer and an agronomist. I'm so glad that you had time and chance to be here with me today to do this video. I hope you learn a thing or two or totally enjoy this video. So today, I have an amazing guest who is Sammy, and he does an amazing work. He's a farmer enabler. I want him to introduce himself, what he does, who he works for, and who is his clientele. Then we'll have a discussion. Karibu sana Sammy.
Thank you. Hi, good people. My name is Samuel Kamau. I work for a company called Kitchen Garden Masters Kenya, and as the name suggests, we are companies that provide gardening solutions to urban and peri-urban and also rural dwellers, because even if you go to the rural areas, you'll also find a kitchen garden.
Yeah.
So it is one of the most important segment in terms of farming that is very crucial. During the dry season, those people who live in rural areas, they have a big farms, but at a certain point during the dry season, they also need somewhere they can grow now their own, due to the limited resources such as water. So at times it is one of the most important part of agriculture, that is kitchen gardens, I mean. And not only that, through offering these services to farmers, we've come to expand in terms of offering more services, and these services include in terms of commercial drip farming, because the same customer who have learned with the kitchen garden, at times he feels that he needs to expand. And since we succeeded in kitchen gardens, then we can succeed in commercial farm. So that is what we do. We also provide greenhouse solution in terms of construction of greenhouse, shade houses, and more so providing trainings in terms of gardening, and also agroecology, agroecological trainings. Yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. I love what you've said. You know, sometimes the way we normally think that the rural farmers do not require these technologies of kitchen garden, we only just say it's for the urban people, the balconies, because there's no space. But I love the aspect that you've brought, that producing food throughout the year, even when there's dry seasons. Man, you're contributing to food security. That's a good thing.
True.
Yeah. So I love that it's not only limited.
Yeah.
You know, all the time when you hear about conical gardens, we hear about conical vertical gardens.
Yeah.
Our head goes to the urban. Yeah. So I love the aspect that the farmer in the rural area also requires that if they do not have the enough resources, which is water, so they get to produce food throughout the year. So Sammy, I would want to know, how did you start?
Actually, let me say, I've come from a very, in terms of my background, it's a agricultural background, and I didn't like the way that we are doing things, actually, and I wanted to do things in a very simpler way. You get more from a retro space, because at times during our time you could do like so many acres, maybe 5 acres, and the harvest that you get is equivalent to what you can get from an acre. Well done.
Yeah.
So that's motivated me in terms of trying to seek some solutions in terms of incorporating technologies to ensure that you can produce more within a very small space.
Yeah.
Then you can expand from, you learn from small space going to big space, and that way you increase your income and also the farming area gradually, instead of doing it at once.
Okay.
So this motivated me in terms of developing some small technologies. And also the best, if you cannot manage a kitchen garden,
Yeah.
be sure you cannot manage beyond even a quarter acre. It is the baby step towards farming. If you succeed, you get to learn more in terms in kitchen garden, you because crop behave in a certain way, and you need to get close to them so that you can learn certain behaviors, the way crop behave, even the soil, even the watering. You get to learn from a very small area. We know even the research fields, they don't do in a big area. They just do in a small plot.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the real data. So also for kitchen garden, that's where you start. If you cannot manage a kitchen garden,
you can never manage a farm.
Then also in terms of growing your own food, because it has come to a point that we learned also with the COVID, that at times you might have even the money to buy groceries, but you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So it's one of the way that you are able to grow your own food. You end up saving some money for that you could have been used to buy the groceries. And also it is therapeutic to do that. When watering the plants, when planting, you get to connect with the ground, and also the nature. So it has got a lot of benefit around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I love the way you say grow your own food. So even beyond saving money, the way people are just saying food is so unhealthy, especially the vegetables, that you can also know where your vegetables are coming from. It's not that we do not want also to give farmers the business, but we are assuming even the people who are buying the conical gardens are farmers.
Yeah.
Sammy, I have seen you demonstrate. I've seen simple technologies that you have done. I'll put the bucket technology. You'll see it here. Sammy, how did you think about the bucket technology? Of course, we think about irrigation, and when you think about irrigation, the first thing that comes into your mind is borehole.
Yeah.
They tell you, look for a borehole, sort irrigation. But when I saw your demo and I saw a bucket, a 20-liter bucket, sorting a whole wide range of a farm with, or rather space with the drip irrigation, how did you come about it, Sammy?
I think sometimes I say I like problems, because problems triggers the innovation.
Yeah.
And when we are developing our technologies, we look at a few aspects. One of the aspects is space. So we make or we come up with the technologies that if we are focusing specifically on space, we get to design technologies that saves on space. That means you can plant more within a small space.
Yeah.
Then another aspect is water. You can be having a very big shamba or garden, but you end up underutilizing it because you don't have enough water to water the garden. And this what brought about the bucket irrigation kit. Now we want to save the retro water that you have and plant more vegetables. And most of us, we use the watering can. As the bucket you have said, it's run for 10 meters, a bed with the 3 rows of crops. And when you get to manually do the watering, maybe with the watering can, you will end up just single watering. You need around 100 liters of water, which is not even enough. So I thought, why don't we simplify this one? So I got a bucket, 20 liters bucket, which is very portable. And also there is this notion that drip irrigation is for the commercial farmers.
I know.
And
you need heavy investment to do that.
Yes, you need heavy investment to do that.
Yeah.
So with the retro as 2,500, I wanted to assure farmers that you can always start. You see how drips works, how saving it is. Then from there you can decide maybe to expand, or at least you get to minimize water bills, the labor that you need to get just to water your kitchen garden. And you find that with the bucket you just need to refill 20 liters of water in the bucket. And you find that actually it is more than enough to maintain that crop on a daily basis. Every day you do 20 liters instead of 100 liters. And that you find that by the end of the day, if you are using the metered water, you will find quite a significant difference in terms of the volume of the water that you're using previously, and now that the one that you're using after installing a simple bucket irrigation kit. And you also get to grow more.
Yeah, that was one of the most exciting technologies that I got from you, that you'd use a 20-liter bucket, a whole 10 meters row. That means that is so much vegetation. And I keep saying, or rather, the success of the farmer today will attract the youth farmer tomorrow.
True.
So I have something else that I loved in your products, is the eco-friendly bag.
Okay.
I loved it because I think in the video I said you'll use it even in the balconies, but I also love that even when it drips the water, it does not get dirty water, but also the weight moisture. Sammy, I just want to know how you came up with these products, because sometimes I'm thinking we think we're innovative here even as we do farmer trainings, but when I get to see those simple technologies, it's fascinating first of all, but I can see how much it has bridged the gap of something. So also that one, I would want to know what was going through your mind by the time you were thinking, man, we can use pure cotton materials, because we've been using other materials to have those
same motivation, problems, triggers
innovation.
So this one, I know most of the farmers who has practiced kitchen gardening in terms of especially for balconies and backyards, you can bear me witness that when you use the plastic containers, I know most people are used to get
plastic containers,
but after some time you find out that they only flourish for the first season. Then the next season you find that the soil has started cementing. By the end of maybe after 2-3 months, you find even the water cannot even seep through the soil. It has already compacted, hard pan. And this one is because there is an element of reaching, that is, the nutrients are washed away by the water that you put into the can. And also in terms of aeration, you find that in a plastic container we don't get enough aeration of the soil, that is air circulation. And also in terms of it has got the way I think the way soil is made is such a way that it's supposed to lose water in all direction, but for the container it has to lose water in very specific channels that you have already created. And this one also brings some issues. And you find that the water tend to lose a lot of water. The soil tends to lose a lot of water. So in terms of moisture retention, you don't achieve with the containers, plastic containers. So this one, I thought of why not come up with a fabric stuff, because as we know, the fabric, that actually my idea was, I was thinking around the capillary action. the wick.
Yeah.
You can put it in water.
Those things that we normally say they didn't help us from school.
Yes.
This is what we are applying them for right now.
Yes. So in terms of that capillary, I have to look for a fabric material that can facilitate a capillary action, so that it can draw as much as water. Then it can breathe, so that to support the aeration. And this is how I got to get the material that we use to make the grow bags. Even if you put the soil, it might say even for a year without getting the compaction.
Yeah.
And also in terms of root development, the roots goes around the. Actually, the roots are very sensitive. When the fabric get to absorb water, the roots tend to sense where the water is, so they build around the fabric material, and that is where they access water from. So even when the soil is dry, the plant can also access water from the fabric sides.
Yeah.
And that you get to enjoy some very nice vegetables. Also, the best thing with the grow bags, they are portable.
Yeah.
For balcony, you can put them on the balcony, and they also don't discharge the dirt. They're able to sieve all the dirt that is the soil in the bag, and they only discharge not only the clean water but excess only. They don't discharge beyond the excess. Yeah.
So I love this thing. We normally say good agricultural practices and we limit them to the farm.
Yeah.
Of course, even in school when we're talking about good agricultural practices, rarely would we think about such small things as the plastic container. And Sammy, congratulations, because we are going green as a country and the world.
Yeah, true.
And this is one of the initiatives that will use those fabrics, and the fact that they do not wear out, so we do not have to pollute the environment. But also the fact that you are talking about good agricultural practices, even in that small container, about compaction, about having just aeration, leaching. They seem so basic or far-fetched, but it's the truth.
That's right,
it's the truth. So, Sammy, then to your gold. I think it's your gold. It's called is it the Conical, or what do we call it? The
Conical garden.
Yeah, that's the gold that I.
Yeah. Because most okay, let me say most Kenyans. Let me narrow down to Kenyans. They want more.
They want more
within a very
short time.
Short time and small space.
Yeah, it's the economy.
Yeah.
It's pushing us there.
Yeah. So for this case, we have the most known conical garden.
Yeah, the conical garden.
It's called conical because it resembles the cone shape.
Yeah.
And the best thing with the cone garden, it's durability.
Durability, yeah.
The material that we use has got a lifespan of more than 10 years. It's a HDP. It's a high density polythene that we cut it into small sheets. That diameter of 1.8 meters. You can only do around 16 crops on the ground. But now when you stack it and form that story garden, you're able to multiply that space with more than 8 times. So you're able to plant up to 100 crops within that space. And also
100 crops. It sounds small, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And also in terms of water saving, you are able to save a lot of water. And the most exciting, I know this one excites Kenyans, management.
Yeah.
It's very easy to manage.
Yeah.
You don't need the djembe to do the digging, to do the weeding.
Yeah, it's less laborious.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah.
So I love the conical garden. So Sammy, when we're talking about conical garden, and now that it takes small space, it's manageable, it's easy to make. Who is the biggest clientele, Sammy?
I think, let me say, one thing about the gardening, it is a style. The style is very attractive, and people like attractive things. And one thing, the major clients are the urban dwellers, because they want something that is very neat, and also they want bulk vegetables. The other major client are the dry run farmers.
Yeah, yeah.
Those who lives in a very dry areas, because you're able also to plant more within small area, and also with the retro water, which is quite a big problem to the dry land farmers.
I think we can mention some of the dry land places. You know, people might be thinking dry land and would be...
Okay.
Yeah.
I think one of the major dry land areas in Kenya is the Rift Valley's counties. There are many, but the most extreme areas are northeastern. Then we have also eastern, by the way.
Yeah.
Eastern, the Ukambani areas and so.
Dry seasons.
Yes. Then Baringo.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just to mention a few. Yeah, those are the dry areas. And also for the highlands, we also get dry spell. So during those dry season, that is from I think from around January to somewhere March. Actually, we get a total crop loss. We don't have even vegetables. People buy from the market.
Yeah.
And they have very big trucks of run. So that is why our systems are not targeted to a specific farmer, but also farmers in general. Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So I love that the conicals are not specifically for the urban, though they're used as aesthetic, as we'll say landscaping.
Yeah.
They can be used for landscaping because they're beautiful. The shape, and also you can do different multiple vegetables in different colors. But also I love the niche that you're talking about, the dry land farmers. You know, when we are making some of these technologies, like this one, the kitchen gardens, we limit them to the urban. But already we talked about the field seasons. That's why we even go to the rural farmers. But specifically targeting the dry land farmers, that means they have something, an alternative from the animals that they keep. But also it's an alternative to have healthy food. You know, there's an advocacy of vegetables and healthy food, but them having that they can earn a living from meat.
Yeah.
But also they can have vegetables, considering water is also a limited resource in those areas. So I think, Sammy, that's impressive. And just thinking that we are going beyond, we are also seeing other regions that were untapped, and we are trying to get to them and tap into the opportunities that are there. So, Sammy, what's the other exciting thing that you do apart from these things?
Okay, I have a lot of exciting things that I do, because my designs comes with the needs.
Yeah.
I'm not limited to either conical, because by the end of the day, we have to. We don't look just in terms of business, but we also look in terms of these farmers who are not practicing something, at least to get started. So we have also we teach on a very simple ways that you can use. They don't need any capital to start with. They just need you to just the will to get started. And as I had said, we also do the trainings because we want you to get started, because you are our potential client tomorrow.
Yes.
And so long as we can get you started, then we have tomorrow. Our business tomorrow still remains.
Yeah.
So we have some very friendly designs that we teach, especially for the pits. We have some technologies that are called Zai pits, these are just the normal pit that you dig, and after digging these pits, you get to fill them around 2 feet. Then you fill them with the dry matters, that is the twigs, branches, tree branches, the first foot, the first foot down. You put those dry matters. Then you mix the topsoil with the manure. You put it back. And what happens with this is that it's like you have created a small oasis whereby you can reap 2-3 years. Because what happens when you plant maybe a vegetable, it's able to sense the water is down there. The dry matters get to absorb the water. Then the plant can access water from down there. So you get to use retro water. You get to you get to plant more within that small space because it has adequate of nutrients and also adequate of water. We also have such technology as raised beds, sunken beds. So it comes as we have something for everyone. Yeah.
So me to take you back about the conical gardens. I'm just thinking how we are reviving. It's so sad that agriculture is not the main thing that we keep empowering people, even in school, teaching students about. Just thinking about it as the background of our economy. I thought, the things that you think that because it's the background of the economy, everybody should grasp a bit and another bit of it. But unfortunately, that's not the case in our country, that we don't advocate more. I think it comes as sometimes you feel like it's an afterthought. So I'm just thinking about the 4K clubs that were revived and also the schools, and how practical the conical gardens would be in school. Because you mentioned less maintenance, you mentioned easy to install, the aesthetics, but also the beauty of just seeing crops grow in a small space, because we expect some of the schools don't have much tracts of land, but they can practice and teach agriculture through that. So Samuel, do you tell us something about that, about schools?
I think we say the children are our future tomorrow, and whatever we instill in them today will automatically reflect tomorrow. And one of the things that we cannot agree is that it's just we want to drift away from what we know, but we know very well. We know who doesn't love plants
and the food.
Who doesn't?
Plants are beautiful.
Who doesn't? Everyone. If you love flowers, you love plants. If you love trees, you love plants. Because there is that interconnection between us. We are part of nature. So at times that stewardship, it's still within us. It's only that we want to disorient ourselves from that. And so for our kids, they still have it. I think it is an inborn stuff. We can say that. We just need to nurture it. And one of the ways to do that is to instill the farming combined with the technology, because we are at tech age. So for this case, I went somewhere just the other day to install a conical garden. And in a school somewhere in Nairobi. So
schools that are watching, they are possible clients.
So and the kids were like, this is a cake. Imagine having a shamba that looks like a cake.
Oh, as we're seeing the conical, then they're seeing the cake, the beautiful cake.
The beautiful cake. They never imagined that you can make a vegetable garden with a cake-like
shape.
Already that is a motivation.
And it's attracting them.
And what impressed me during that time is that kids were asking that, can we go and use the normal sacks to do such a cake, to mold such a cake? And actually they were fighting for we had a remainder of some seedlings that were left, and they were fighting for it. They were fighting at least to go and do it. And I got to look at them and I was like, this is what you need.
Yeah.
This is what we need to achieve, because
Yeah.
it is it has got some levels of ownership. They feel we can do it. It's interesting. But as you imagine doing something that excites you, and by the end of the day you get something from it.
Yeah.
Because at times we do things that excite us, but no
Return.
no return. But for this case, it is exciting you. You watch plant grows. It is therapeutical, and by the end of the day, you get to enjoy fresh vegetables at your doorstep.
Wow.
So it's quite very, very, very interesting. And for school, we need also to integrate a lot of simple technologies, because the generation that we are raising now, it's not like previous one.
Yeah.
There are people who want to do things at ease. They are looking at efficiency.
Yeah.
They need something. They are looking at results. So they need to see. Actually, they're able even to document those. Though they'll be like cars or
They'll
better
be
than
ambassadors.
us.
Yeah, they'll
Yes.
be ambassadors of agriculture and crops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also that we are securing a generation that will still guard agriculture, will still value the soil and agriculture. So Sammy, I love how you are passionate about this, but also you're not impacting only farmers, you're not only impacting the company that you're working for, you're not only impacting business environment, but I love that you're impacting the young generation now that you are in a school in Nairobi just to put up the Conical gardens.
Yeah.
But also you're touching about the dry environments, the dry regions, that you're also impacting that. But I also love the passion that you have for training. When you say that you guys offer training and sometimes it's not at a cost, so that people just think this is a thing that I would adopt, doesn't require intensive capital, and do it. But also one thing I've gotten from you is that you're using simple technologies that are easily reachable to anybody. You know, it's not high end, it's not for the small person, it's for all of us.
Yeah.
So some, even as we are almost closing this, I think there's a technology I watched from your video, if I'm not wrong, or rather we were having a discussion about it, about
the BSF.
Yeah, the BSF. Yeah.
Okay, we usually say that the farming is very wide, and one of the things that we do after we have the byproduct or the waste that we get from the farm. And you find that this waste is not well managed, because actually I learned something that look, for instance, for the case of maize, corn, and corn is that what do we need in corn? Yeah, the entire plant. What is our target?
The grain.
The grain.
Yeah.
Just the grain.
Yeah.
But it comes from the stalk, leaves, tassels. It has got a lot, and it has taken a lot of nutrients from the soil, and most of these nutrients are not even in the grain. They are left in the
stalk,
those residues. So you'll be doing a very big injustice to the soil if you cannot be kind enough to take the residue back to where they were,
apply it back to the soil.
And
soil
this
health.
is the problem that we've been having for a very long time. You find people burning the residue, which has ended up with the issue of soil degradation. And one thing that we need to do is to learn how to manage this waste. For vegetables, we just need the leaves, the stalk. We chop them off, and you find us just throwing them away, either directly to our garden, and sometimes they don't go due to the due process of decomposition. So some nutrients are lost along that process. And for this case, we also train in terms of those waste management, in terms of you can use the earthworms to digest the residue or kitchen waste and to produce a very good vermiliquid, which is used as a crop foliar. Also get vermicompost, which is very good. It's a very good compost that you can use to maintain your garden. And the one that we had said about black soldiers fly is just the fly, wild fly that is I don't know if we can say domesticated or it is enclosed in an area, and we know the life cycle of a fly. When it gets to a larvae stage, that is the feeding. It is the feeding stage.
Yeah.
And they feed heavily.
Yeah.
So you can feed them into the with the organic waste, and in return, those larvae are very rich in protein. You can feed them to chicken. So you get a very healthy chicken, will translate to a very healthy eggs. And also for the organic matter, they are turned into the frass. Frass is now the compost that you get from the after the byproduct from the maggots. They are called maggots. They are at larvae stage. They are called maggots. So by the end of the day, you have a win-win situation. You have the compost on this end. You have maggot on this end, which you can use to feed chicken, for fish, as a protein supplement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so amazing. So this is not the end of this discussion, but I'm loving the overview of what you're doing. We can call you a one-stop shop of a farmer enabler, you know.
True.
But also I'm loving the simple technologies, but also the productivity of it and the contribution towards food security, but also the eye that you have also towards conserving the environment when you're using the eco-friendly bags for planting, but also the aesthetics are beautiful, but also promoting your own food production. So thank you, Sammy. Any last words for us?
If you aspiring to become a farmer, get started, be it from a kitchen garden size, because you get to learn, and also it might be a catalyst to opening up to your passion in agriculture, because I feel like most people are passionate, but they are limited to the environment that they are living in. Because for like urban areas, you find that you are limited to jungle of concrete, so you have nowhere to start. But I tell you, you get somewhere to start.
Okay.
I've seen people starting with a kitchen garden, and they end up investing in someone who was limited to just buying a plot, build a house, as many of us. But this person, through learning from kitchen garden, the passion builds up, and now he or she thinks of now he needs to buy a land instead of a plot. You see how the dreams opens.
Yeah.
I have someone who was very comfortable with 50 by 100 because that was the dream. But I can tell you, for now, he has over 1 acre doing mixed farming. He has livestock, he has crop in the field, he has orchard, and this one were born from the small step of doing the kitchen garden. So I think if you want to venture into farming, start small, grow big, slowly, get to taste your own vegetables at your doorstep. And you also, I think growing crop is one of the way to pursue freedom. When you grow you eat all you grow. You're enjoying the freedom most people don't have.
Okay.
Yes, because you're not controlled by let me say systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. So, where can people get you? Contacts,
Okay.
location, maybe you can tell us about your physical shops.
Okay. Our physical address, we are based in Nakuru, section 58, just next to Nakuru Nyahururu interchange. You will find us at that place. We are also in Nairobi, Jamhuri Showground. You can always find us there. And we also do an outreach. You can contact us. We also do an outreach activities such as trainings. And you can reach us through our phone number 0793 874 132 0793 874 132. Also, you can get us through this contact 0757 953 823 0757 953 823. We are also on social media: Facebook, Kitchen Garden Masters Kenya, TikTok, Garden Masters. Yes.
Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you.
Thank you for also just visiting the soil inventory agro shop, one of the agro shops that we have. So in case it was noisy, we apologize, but I hope you learned a thing or two, or totally just enjoyed this video. So for all the people who thought they were not possible clients for Sammy here, they are the schools. You as an individual, please contact and start this beautiful journey of just even being part of food production. So until next time, that's it that I had for today. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed our conversation, just discussing how simple technologies are being adopted by farmers across rural, semi-arid, urban, schools, but also the contribution that is making towards the agricultural industry. So until next time, remember to stay blessed and productive. Bye-bye.